All right, Gary, what are we playing this week?
Well, Cole, I have the big book of Portland novelty businesses.
Ooh, lots of those there. I hear that is a very weird place.
It is. Well, we keep it that way.
Okay. All right.
We're a little different.
Mm.
And I figured we would take this big book of random places, random novelty businesses, and we would go to a random one. We'd stick the barcode into our Google Maps, go to a random one, and see which business we end up at.
That sounds like a plan to me.
So I've put up some filters there. I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood for bread.
Bread sounds good.
Let me flip through this, like the different kind of themelets. We have like gentleman, drag show. Here we go. Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun. We both like that. Okay. And let me see. Okay. The GPS is taking us to I got the address here, but I don't know what business we're going to.
Okay. All right.
And just waiting here.
Waiting.
In the car. Just driving. Do. Oh shit. Look, it's Rise of the Dragon. I bet you they have other kinds of bread as well. But at the very least, we're going to get ourselves some good pumpernickel.
Okay. So rye bread. I thought you were doing like the dough rises if you let it sit there.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I went for a different way.
Okay. No, I get it. It works both. Kind of.
It works as well for the second one as it did for the first one. just leave it at that. I'm Gary Butterfield.
I'm Cole Ross.
Welcome to Abject Suffering. This is now a Seattle Mariners fan cast.
All that I know about
Mariners.
all that I know about the Mariners is I watched a few episodes of that long documentary of the history of that John Boy did together. John Boyce, kind of guy. He's just a good sports documentary guy. Very entertaining.
I know what you're referring to, but I can't +1 it because all of his stuff requires you to read too much.
Yes, that is.
It makes you sound like an idiot. They're all too wordy.
Sound like somebody.
Everyone's like, "This is amazing," and then they put this 20,000 word like document, and I'm like, "I'm sure this is probably good, but I'm not in the mood to sit down and read a short story."
Yeah,
for this.
Yeah. Oh
man,
entertainment
faster, quicker, punchier, drill or less. Go.
Drill or less. Oh my gosh. And this week we're here talking about Rise of the Dragon. This is an Amiga game that was also released on Sega CD. This is a patron demand from David, who says a funky retrofuturism game that I would watch my family play when I was too young enjoy. Or when I was young enjoy. I thought he was about to say when I was too young to enjoy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was a game I played and couldn't remember the name of.
Oh, you dug it up. Nice. This is your little Nemo.
I've got several of them. I think everybody's got several. This was one. I played this on Sega CD. Living at a cousin's house. I lived at my cousin's house for a little bit. This is the house, I think I've mentioned this before, where I had the room where you could see the sky. Like there were holes in the roof. My cousin's room, which had a roof, also had a Sega CD in it. And this is how I played Snatcher and Rise of the Dragon, which I'd forgotten about, and Sewer Shark. And like, this was my Sega CD period.
Nice.
So, yeah.
This is a rough couple of weeks for hearing stories about your terrible childhood.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
A lot of it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But that's an old, that's established Gary lore. And it was, it wasn't years and years. It was probably a couple months.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's funny that you mentioned this in the vein of Snatcher, because if I was going to describe this to somebody, I would say, oh, it's a Snatcher-like. Yeah, it's like Snatcher. Both of them are adventure games that are hewing way too closely to Blade Runner. Yeah.
Cyberpunk adventure games about in the future where people are doing drugs with names like Snip and like Scorp and shit. And
man. The Scorp will take you over the moon.
I can't wait to get stung by Scorp.
Oh my gosh. It's administered by injection from a little robotic scorpion.
Yes.
That just goes right into your vein. It finds it automatically.
Yeah. And even it's a snatcher like down to having misguided action sequences.
There's little shooting sections and stuff.
Yeah. What Wikipedia calls an aim and shoot section.
Okay, technically accurate, but clunky.
Yeah, very clunky. But yeah, first-person adventure game. From one of the weird also-rans of the adventure game world, Dynamics, who also made Willy Beamish, which I think about a lot, and Betrayal at Krondor, which is a good CRPG.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay.
If I liked you less, I would throw that on WoW at some point. It's a little too clunky.
Yeah, it's a little old, probably a little rough to get into. They did the designer in this also did The Incredible Machine, which that's closer to where I was in the 90s playing The Incredible Machine, but love those games.
Like amazing games I spent forever just like looking at in a computer magazine.
Oh yeah,
Incredible Machine and Willy Beamish.
What is Willy Beamish? Is that a kid's? Is that the kid's adventure game? What is that?
It stars a kid. It's not like a kid's adventure game like the Ron Gilbert ones.
Okay.
Like it's not adult.
It's not.
It's not for kids, dude. Like he gets fucked and stays fucked. No, it's not. It stars a kid though, so that's why you're probably thinking it's a kid and a frog, but it's just a cartoon adventure game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like a Dennis the Menace figure.
Sure. Yeah. He's an instigator.
Yeah.
It's good. Like I played it when from like Home of the Underdogs way back in the day after staring at it as a kid forever. I like this first person adventure game genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are cool.
I'm a fan as well. I was actually, I was pretty impressed by this. Like it's good. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a bummer to firing it up to play on the Saturn. I wish there was a some kind of patch or an emulator that would let you control a virtual mouse with your actual mouse. It just kind of clunky. I was not feeling mousing around with the D-pad today, but like the art's good. The voice acting is fine. Like it doesn't.
The voice acting came with the Sega CD version because you could play the DOS version of this and play it with a mouse. But if you want the better graphics and the voice acting, that's Sega CD.
Yeah. But this is you play Blade Hunter, and you're trying to get to the bottom of this epidemic of a drug that is on the streets that is killing people and mutating them.
Yeah, MITS, MTZ. Where you have to, and you have a streetwise friend of someone named the Jake, who's here. The opening credits for this are great.
Oh yeah,
it's a Blade Hunter mystery. I love Blade Hunter.
Hunter
as a cyberpunk.
I wonder if he's related to Jake.
Yeah, I wonder if he's related to Blade Runner.
Ooh,
it's very derivative, but like pretty good. I stopped playing it because of time, and I get it, not because it was horrible.
Yeah.
In this game, instead of Snickers bars, the Snickers bar logo and font and everything are for a chocolate bar called Fisto.
That's the generic company. Like if you open up his pantry, everything is Fisto brand.
Everything is Fisto, which is like obviously fisting, but there's also a He-Man named Fisto who just has a gigantic fist and just really looks like he's like they're a threatening poster at a sex shop, like very much so, like a plastic hand that you put in your butt.
They named him right before happy hour started. Is that the thing?
Very well could be.
Something like Funzo.
Yeah, something like Funzo. But yeah, it's good. There's probably a discussion to be had about like the Orientalism in it in terms of the exoticism and stuff. That is at the foot of cyberpunk.
Yes,
as a genre, like all these derivative cyberpunk kind of things did that. Yeah, and that's just kind of how it was for a while.
And it was the 80s. Just that was the national boogeyman was Japan's going to come along and eat our lunch kind of deal.
Yep. Yeah, I found out recently that the episode of The Simpsons where the Germans buy the plant, that was the original thing. And then they decided that was too real. So they changed it to Germans.
I'm glad they did, because I really like the super cheery guy. Perhaps I phrased that ineloquently.
Perhaps I phrased that inelegantly. Yeah, the Germans are coming. Yeah, I love the Germans. But this is about the cyberpunk thing, cyberpunk film noir, where there's a conspiracy to revive the Chinese sorcerer dragon and his dragon Bahamut.
Yeah.
Here.
There's not really a mystery about it either. Like, we see the guy talking about how people will once again fear the name, but Bahamut is what he calls it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. Because I was expecting this to be like bad funny. I'm not calling out the patron demanded or anything like that, but it's just like, we could just do this on WAF.
Oh yeah.
It's not that outlandish. It's, just cyberpunk video game. Looks cool.
I'm sure if I just sat down to the action sequence, it would be a little bit much, but like, I don't, this feels kind of like alongside the, what is it? It came from the desert. Remember when we did that? Yeah. It feels kind of a piece with that. A
little bit more straightforward than that.
Yeah.
Like, that was a little bit trickier than this and like more fail conditions. This has like a time system, but it's not super unforgiving, if I recall.
Yeah, it's just it's not like counting along just always. It's just when you take actions, they all have a little bit of a time cost.
Yeah. It also does a thing with the action scenes where if you fail them enough times, it just gives you the opportunity to bypass them.
Yeah.
So smart. Pretty forward thinking design.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm in a abject suffering difficulty spot. I've got a moral conundrum. I have to tell you about the time I went back to the All-American Magic Show without repeating too much of what I said on Guppy.
Ooh.
Not because, that show gets fewer listeners than this show does. But I can't, so that, people would hear it if I talked about it here, but you have to know what happened at this thing. I don't know what to do.
We could just talk off a microphone. That would be a thing. But also, I don't know. I get these stories are always funner when you tell them on the air because you're making them entertaining for other people. Yeah. I get to be a listener for a minute and be their surrogate, kind of step in and try and think, what would they want to hear?
You're going to +1 it in ways that Will didn't.
Gotcha.
So I think that I'm mostly safe telling you about it.
Okay.
Because it'll lead us to different places.
So you said you went back to the All-American Magic Show. This is, yes. I can't say I remember specifically the All-American Magic Show, like what that particular story was. Okay. I remember you telling me about like the guy who really had a chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Is that this, or was that something different?
I've only been to one magic show.
Okay.
It was the All-American Magic Show twice. Okay. So I've seen other magicians, like close-up magicians or street magicians, but I haven't been to a lot. For a fan of theater magic, I've only been.
Yeah.
So like 7 or 8 years ago, my ex-girlfriend and I had a thing called Surprise Date, where once a month we'd take turns and we'd take the other person to a location or event or something, and then we would surprise them with it.
Right.
It was a great idea. Loved it. One of the times she took me to the All-American Magic Show.
Nice.
In Portland, Oregon, for a major city, there's not magic. There's not like
the magic's in the air. It's the skyline. It twinkles off of the Cascades.
Oh, there's just a little bit of magic in every voodoo donut. There's not like a magic castle or magic club.
Right.
Except for the All-American Magic Club, which is at Mall 205, which is a dying mall. That mall died.
Every mall is dead there.
Every mall is dead.
Yeah.
However, when last episode, when I talked to you, I talked about Cross Swords, that comic that I found at a shop in a mall. This other dying mall that's trying to rebuild itself with local businesses has taken on the All-American Magic Show.
Oh,
so I saw that and I was like, oh shit.
As like a permanent, like standing, it's a standing show that they have in a venue there. Okay.
Once a month. And then other times it's a magic shop.
Gotcha.
Okay? I went to it. It's been 7 or 8 years, expecting it. And I took my girlfriend, expecting it to change.
Well, that's on you, man.
It is on me. It's also, but to be fair, it's been like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while. since this thing. It's the same show. Two guys, one of which who looks like a Tim Heidecker character.
Okay.
Who is barely containing his rage at technical problems.
The crew's good. The crew's good.
He was, and he's okay at magic. The update on him is that now he has gone through therapy or something and he's chill.
Oh.
The technical problems are exactly the same.
Oh, I love that so much.
The sound cues are coming in at the wrong time. His wireless microphone that he uses, he's the only one who uses of the two. He uses a wireless microphone. It's feeding back and crackling constantly.
It's picking up like local radio chatter from the nearest airport.
God, I wish. Like it just started playing Matchbox 20 like partway through, and then he would just have a Tim Heidecker freak out. Now this was happening, and he was just like ignoring it. Total zen. Okay. Other guy is this looks more like a bad version of a magician, like, you know, button up Vegas shirt with flames all over it.
Okay.
Big long poodle hair, real ruddy duddy, like real sweaty red man, like red guy.
Yeah.
You know, just real red in the face. Clearly drinking, you know, drunk or drinking.
In the process of getting in he is finding his way into his cups. Okay.
Yes. The way this works is it is too much magic. It's 2 half-hour sets from each of them, and they alternate.
So they don't. It's not a pair act. It is just these two guys who have agreed to timeshare on this stage.
Yes, they both have assistants who are not traditionally telegenically attractive, which I appreciated.
Okay.
Who are amazing fucking sports. Wow. Who just did everything asked of them and just with a smile, and it was awesome. I have no idea who this thing's fucking for, because the Tim Heidecker guy was just doing magic.
Okay.
He's doing little jokes and stuff, but he's just doing magic. You know, a lot of like things that didn't go anywhere. You know, it wasn't well done. But the other one, though, is explicitly doing kids magic. Like he's doing balloon animals and ventriloquism and jokes and stuff for little kids up in the front. This man was giving me a panic attack yelling at kids the whole time before talking.
The guy who was doing the balloon magic was yelling at the kids for talking, for pulling focus. For
being a bad balloon magic audience.
Oh.
Like one of the kids early on said, "I know how you did that." And this set him into a rage, which every time those kids talked, he would stop the show to lecture and yell at them. Over 2 sets, over the course of the whole thing being about 2.5 hours with intermission and stuff.
That's not how you win or keep a crowd. Oh no.
I was like, my girlfriend was like, "Are you okay?" Like I was white knuckle, like knee bouncing, uncomfortable about this. I hated it.
I hate seeing kids get yelled at. Go ahead.
How unfair. Yeah. Like you're a kid to go see some balloon magic and you talk, and the guy who's supposed to be entertaining you with balloon magic yells at you.
Yeah.
That's not the social contract for balloon magic.
It's not.
Yeah, it's airtight. The balloon magic social contract. Like,
yeah. Sorry, I was distracted. I was entranced because I found their website, and I was distracted because I was looking at one of their profiles. The caption on this photo is "Mark shares the stage with Sammy Hagar."
Oh yeah. I didn't see that, but he went and did like a residency at Cabo San Lucas. Okay. And in a very Tim Heidecker character way, kept doing like, "This is how we did it down at Cabo." And stuff like that.
Just me and my buddies out Jackson Hole, you know.
Just Cabo. Very funny shit. This guy who's just yelling at the kids, sweaty, horrible ventriloquist. There was somebody else here. One of the most surreal things that happened in my life. I told Will about this, but I don't think I quite got it out right. So I'm happy to have an excuse to do this again.
All right.
We were poking around the magic shop before the thing started. You'll note on the magic website, they talk about how good their snack bar is. It's because it's the worst food you've ever had for $1. It's like you get this like burnt, horrible, kernely popcorn for $1, like a Shasta for $1, but they're like world famous. So we're doing this. We're milling about. A guy walks up to the clerk at the magic show with a ventriloquist dummy. Okay.
Oh no.
And he introduces himself.
Is this a rogue operator? He has nothing to do with the production.
Wait for
okay.
It's so he asked, he's like, introduce himself. So I'm like, okay, the All American Magic Show surely is not just these two people who I saw 7 years ago who hadn't practiced since then. This is a new act. This is a new ventriloquist. They went and they sat up in the VIP section, the first 2 rows. It's worth noting the chairs here are rolling dining chairs that have been zip tied together, is how they did the stage chairs.
Oh no.
Weird and bleak. Okay.
I mean,
this guy,
they're rolling, but they've been zip tied together so you could just move a whole row if you wanted to.
If we coordinated, me and my entire row could go to a different part of the mall.
That is almost the concept for like a zero escape game.
The whole thing had big zero escape energy. Weirdly enough, it was so there was this person with a ventriloquist dummy, and Liv, my girlfriend, at some point, I'm not making fun of her, and it will make sense why here in a moment.
Okay.
Said something, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but indicated that she just thought that was somebody who was carrying around a ventriloquist dummy.
Okay.
And I let that pass, and then a beat happened. And I was like, hold up. Like you don't think that's part of the show? Like you think somebody just brought a ventriloquist dummy to see the show?
Gary, you live in a town that has a unipiper. There's a man who rides around on a unicycle playing bagpipes.
I understand that. It's those people want attention. Like that's a performer. This is just somebody who is quietly watching a bad magic show.
What if that's his only friend?
Well, it turns out you and Liv are right, because this person had nothing to do with it. This person and his ventriloquist dummy patiently watched the magic show.
He has an emotional support Gabbo.
He has an emotional support Gabbo, or his daughter or sister or somebody with him did, because sometimes he was holding it, sometimes she was holding it.
Okay.
I know if it's like a real baby, like you have to switch because your arms get tired.
Okay, might be a school project.
It might be a school project if you can keep this ventriloquist dummy alive. Yeah. So yeah, nothing to do with the fucking show. They took their ventriloquist dummy to watch this worse ventriloquist. I can only assume worse ventriloquist.
You know what? If you put two ventriloquists in front of me, I don't know that I could judge them on their merits. I would not be able to tell you which one was more competent at their gig.
I can only assume the one that we saw was worse because I hate him. Like at a certain point, I was like, God should strike this man dead. Like he's yelling at these children and just kind of like sweatily giggling at all his own jokes. And it's just like, oh, this is unjust. This shouldn't be.
I don't know. Like, you don't have to have specialized education to understand that if you yell at a group of kids, like you'll get like a moment, but you have not earned their respect. You keep their attention by doing good in front of them. Like everybody, like you don't get through a public school education in America without seeing a sub who's unprepared get eaten alive.
Yes.
Right. Just get completely losing it, sending kids to the office, and like it made me smart aleck to somebody. Oh yeah. Like no, you don't lose it. You lose control of the crowd. You're done. And how does he not get that after all this time?
It's very simple. Like what you do is you just ignore them because they're children.
Yeah.
And children enjoy talking and kind of goofing with each other.
Yeah.
The end. There's nothing else.
Do a magic trick. Get them to look at you.
Or ignore them.
Yeah.
Just keep doing your thing. Keep going.
The reason I'm telling him to do a magic trick is because that's what he's on the fucking stage being paid to do.
Because he's a magician, ventriloquist, balloon animal artist.
Yeah.
With his horrible, wretched puppet, Pafaffle.
Yeah. It's like a
wretched bird.
The wretched bird hand puppet is what it looks like. This is a felt sub I don't know, knockoff Henson creation. Yes. I respect that far less than the wooden dummy. The cloth dummy. No.
I have no respect for this man.
No.
He, if you're on his page, if you're on Scott Davis's Entertainment Extraordinaire page, and they show his balloon artistry, his 3-story tall wizard he made for a mall opening out of balloons.
Cool.
This motorcycle he made, this Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Okay.
Astute listeners will remember this was a big part of the first All American Magic Show that I told like 7 or 8 years ago, where he put together, he does a trick where he makes a little Mohawk punk riding a motorcycle on Balloon Animal. In between the 7 or 8 years before last time, he's gotten way more insecure about it. Oh. So how many times do you think during making this thing, do you think is appropriate for him to mention that he's the only person in the world who makes this balloon animal?
Oh, I mean, how many times? I mean, this is pushing it, but once at the beginning and once at the end. You're going to see something that only I do. Yeah. I'm the only person in the world who does this.
And even at the end, if it can't speak for itself, that's a little sweaty.
Yeah, you know, and that's why
you're not. Yeah,
yeah. At the outside limit, the thing should speak for itself.
Yeah, 5 times. He makes this balloon animal, and it's fine. And then he says, when I saw him before, he's like, "Who wants this?" And a little kid came up, and then he gave the little kid a life-size motorcycle made out of balloon animal.
Okay.
Balloons, you know, and the funny thing about it 7 or 8 years ago was that the kid had no interest in this. Like the kid gave him the same look that I would give if I won this, which is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
Like what, you know, this is the most useless thing I can ever imagine.
You've given me something to worry about until it pops, at which point I'll start worrying more because an animal might eat it and die.
Here, you throw this away. Is what I like to call those.
Yeah.
This time, though, it was an adult man who had all of the energy of Mike Schenk from American Movie, which we just talked about. Okay. I didn't bring this up with Will because I didn't know if he had seen the movie. Very similar to Mike Schenk.
Okay.
Because he was like, do we have any bikers in the audience this time? And that guy came up as a motorcycle owner who owned a Harley. And he gave him this thing, and this guy fucking wanted it. Oh. It was an adult who was like, this rocks. I'm going to do something with it, versus a kid who is wise beyond his years and is like, this is garbage.
Yeah. You've given me a chore.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess that gets back.
Yeah,
that gets back to a question, which is, you know, you said you have no idea who this is for because it's these two disparate acts. What was the composition of the crowd?
Parents mostly. And then me and my girlfriend.
Okay.
Like parents, children, and then one childless couple in their late 30s and early 40s, which I represented. Like it was not a very diverse crowd of people. But instead of it being like children entertainment where there's something there for the adults, it was vacillating rapidly between baby entertainment that was, you know, like there must have been $70 worth of magic tricks on that stage.
Probably.
You know, just real small ball stuff. Nothing original, like everything out of the box. And then like an okay magician who was not great, but was okay for the adults who didn't make jokes, who just talked about being down in Cabo and how he opened for Blues Traveler.
Oh boy. Yeah. You love a Blues Traveler. Wait a minute. Also, so we're laughing at him for opening for Blues Traveler.
Can you imagine?
Suddenly, I'm laughing at Blues Traveler for having a magician open for them.
For booking not just a magician, this guy, Mark Benthamer, who again was fine. Like I don't want to talk too much shit about Mark Benthamer. He's not too bad. It's very funny when you go to the All American Magic Show website and they're like, Portland's premier magic venue. We host magical performances from world-class magical talent from all over the world. No, you don't. I've seen this now twice, 7 years apart, 7, 8 years apart. And it was not only the same magicians, it was the same act.
The exact same. It's literally
almost
just
exactly the same act. Instead of being, so the first time the sweaty guy was racist and talked about how he learned all of his tricks from his ancient master fooling you. And did gongs and Camptown races.
Holy shit.
That didn't happen this time. There was a mild amount of racism with him learning a snake charming trick from an Indian. From somebody from India. But not nearly as bad. You replace that with yelling at kids. So I don't, 6 1/2 dozen the other. This is all my way of saying that we can bring our party a magic show whenever we want. Should we hire this guy to do balloon animals next time we do Duckfest?
I don't want him to yell at our fans.
Can you imagine though?
I mean, like, if this guy can't handle kids, a room full of
30-year-old
irony
fucks.
Yeah. Like if he is yelling at kids in front of their parents, I don't think he would be able to contain himself in front of us.
Don't you think we could get him to have an embolism?
I don't know if I want to have that happen.
No,
because
I don't really want that. I just
well,
really
I was
uncomfortable by this guy.
I was gonna play along with you on there and say, like, I'm not sure whose insurance that goes on. Is that the venue? Is that the venue's insurance? Are we signing a waiver that if anything happens?
Have you gone to? So if you go to their store section on the website,
there's just one thing. It's just a $20 deck of cards.
Click on it and tell me what's going on with the bottom of the screen. Like, it's so weird. This website is so surreal and scary.
It's the Council of Four, Gary.
There's just 4 silhouettes of people watching you.
Yeah, it's like little profile picture icon kind of guys, generic profile silhouettes, but incredibly blown up with very bad JPEG compression. That is very good.
If you click on the demonstration, it goes to a YouTube channel called Street Magic Kids with a Z.
I'm most impressed. So if you go on to what's his name, Mark's little page, man, just the fact that this is bifurcated and never shall the two acts meet is very weird.
They don't seem like they like each other. There's also a big bald guy who looks like Steve from Jerry Springer.
Okay,
who does announcements in the middle.
All right.
There was a little kid taking tickets who I think is Mark and one of the assistants' kid, because they had similar traits, who looks just like Joffrey Baratheon. And his job, I actually really felt for this kid, because it was the kind of thing where you give a kid a job and they take it incredibly serious.
Yes.
So his whole thing was to make sure everyone had filled out a raffle ticket for a $25 magic shop.
Nice.
And he really was doing his best. Like, I was like, hey, I got mine right here, buddy. And he's like, okay, make sure you do it. And he would just like say his spiel. And I was like, no, you're doing it, man.
Yeah.
You're doing
good
it.
hustle.
Good job. Yeah.
So focusing on Mark's page, it says, presenting earth-shattering magic in hundreds of shows each year, Mark Bentheimer has what it takes for your next magical engagement. Just ask his clients. I'm going to give you a cross-section of people who have hired this man. And this is the competent one. The one who doesn't do the explicitly kiddie stuff.
This guy he's not good. Like, I guess I've seen another magic show. I went and saw Shin Lim, who is too good. Like, that's the best magician in the world.
Okay.
All of that stuff looks like special effects. It looks better than any special effects in any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But this guy is fine.
But Mark has done Intel, Microsoft, IBM, Maxim. Let's see here. Panasonic, Coca-Cola, Philip Morris, NBC, Sammy Hagar, Blue Cross, Maury Povich.
Yep. Hard copy.
Did he go on hard copy? Did he go on hard copy to explain magic crimes?
Yeah, I don't know what Mark Bentheimer on hard copy means. Or it was the hard copy company picnic where they're like, welcome hard copy employees. Here's Mark Bentheimer. And then for some reason, the beginning of Jack and Diane starts while he walks out. That was a musical cue that came off times. And he literally did. So people who listen to the network, real Duckfeed heads, know about Teenage Dirtbags. Every episode of Teenage Dirtbags ends with a poem on an onion. You may think you've seen everything, but you ain't seen nothing yet.
That's him?
Yes. That's what I took this from, was the first time I saw the All-American Magic Show. It happened again with the same fucking timing mistake.
No.
You would have to practice to do this badly. And I'm just imagining, I work for Maury Povich. I'm a TV production person. Oh, great, company picnic. And then this guy comes out and does this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Willamette Week votes Mark Portland's best true believer in magic.
So here's a little game I'm going to play with you, Gary.
Okay.
So there's a section on this page which says recent press about illusionist Mark Bentheimer. Don't click on the links. I just want to pull one. We're going to play a little game here. Recent press, Portland Tribune. When was that article pushed out?
Portland Tribune. One, sorry, I clicked on a different one and got confused.
Okay,
because I got something for this. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Okay, no. So the Portland Tribune, recent press, Portland Tribune, first one that's linked there. When was this article published?
2012 is my guess.
2007. You were off by 5 years.
Oh no, Jesus! Yep, it's only getting more recent. The Willamette Week in 2017 did a story inside Mall to like if you click voted best true believer in magic, you get this thing inside Mall 205. You'll find Oregon's last remaining magic shop. I don't know if that's true, Oregon, Jesus, but we get to find out before pulling the first Mexican magic shop out of Sammy Hagar's money, before touring the country as the Marlboro magician.
Oh,
so
that was
Philip.
That was Philip Morris. He mentions Philip Morris as one of his clients. Oh wow,
yeah, he was the Marlboro magician, which really interesting. Talking about this, where he talks about doing this thing where he do the 90s performing for Philip Morris's Marlboro magician. The rules were very strict. I was only allowed to perform magic for people who are smoking. I didn't breathe in smoke. I didn't bash Camel or Winston, and I didn't hand out cigarettes. Like, you're not being deposed, my dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, okay, I can understand why he would be defensive, because if I was a parent who was looking to bring my kids somewhere, it's a bad look if you're a magician aiming at kids, and one of your major credits in the past is the Marlboro magician.
Yeah. Sammy Hagar loved magic. He'd shoot at me with his fingers and call me a gunslinger with cards.
That's classic Sammy Hagar. That's the Sammy I know.
Nobody'd ever put an American magic shop in Mexico, he says. I was the first one. So I had to show these, I guess, bishops that the tricks were all just tricks and not, evil magic. El Diablo. It's a real Catholic town.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm dying. Guess when? So let's say it's 2022.
Okay.
And your announcement text brags about you opening up for Blues Traveler.
Uh-huh.
When do you think that the sell-by date is for that? Like, when do you think you could open up for Blues Traveler and still have it be relevant?
Oh, 2016. Like
1999.
Oh,
he opened up for Blues Traveler 23 years ago.
Oh, and he's still talking about it.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I was thinking 2016 because John Popper had his whole he's a boomer who found Twitter, so there's all kinds of like weird masturbation stuff about him and him being a fucking chud. So I said 2016 because that was probably around when he fell off and started doing that.
Yeah,
you know, when you would have to start scrubbing the Popper's name off of your own branding.
This is like Blues Traveler's like third album or something. Like this is still pretty relevant. The Marlboro magician thing is how he got the gig with Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar got him here, and he's talking about it. I love this 4 shows a night, which is very, that's a lot, but then 80 nights a year.
Oh,
like that's not so bad, man.
Yeah, that's like
I know you get 4 nights off for every night you work.
Yeah,
like that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
like. You're doing, so 52 Saturday shows and maybe 30 Friday night shows, maybe a matinee here or there.
Yeah. Working weekend.
Yeah.
And then Sammy Hagar being like, this, I got to take down to Cabo. They're going to blow their minds with an American magic shop. And then he fought the Catholics and won.
We need to be missionaries for stage magic in Mexico. Wow.
Yeah.
I like his racist idea of like convincing them that there is no that there's no black magic for this.
When it was horrible, like linking rings, like aren't the devil.
When in reality they're probably like, this is nonsense. Why would we give you anything to do this?
Yeah, what are you doing? I found out that the American Magicians thing that's talking about the Marlboro Magician program, the original author of it is from Linking Ring magazine, but that's a dead link. So it's like so fucking dorky.
They published 1 issue.
Linking Ring magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I don't think you have to trick people of different races into thinking that this isn't magic.
They're not uncontacted like tribal people.
Yeah.
It's Mexico. They're
They're
right next to us.
Yeah. It's a regular country with people and stuff.
Yeah. You know,
they got professors and doctors and things.
Yeah.
Monster. Dum-dum. Like,
Jesus.
Just wild stuff. The trick, I love that Diablo thing, because my favorite trick that he did that was not good is he, partway through the trick or through his set, he's like, I'm hungry. It's about lunchtime. Can you bring out my lunch? And the assistant came out, and she came out. I talked about this with Will. I'm feeling self-conscious about it, but it was just amazing. Right. Huge bag, like a huge reusable grocery bag.
Okay.
And he starts pulling things out of it. And the idea is this is the, like, more things are coming out of this bag than would fit.
Gotcha.
Everything he pulls out of it would fit. It had a soundtrack, but at some point, like, it's a big bag. Like, imagine a huge, like, Macy's bag.
Okay.
You know? And he's pulling cloths out of it, like tied up handkerchiefs.
Right. So
infinite handkerchiefs can fit in a fucking grocery bag, my man.
Yeah.
And then he's pulling out boxes, but the boxes are like the size of like a Nintendo Switch. And in the end, he maybe pulled out like 15 of them. But this bag can fit 15 Nintendo Switches because they ain't that big. They're like long and thin.
Right. It's not a hard Tetris problem to solve.
No. So the surrealness of this entire audience to dramatic music, watching somebody pull some things out of a very large bag with the cadence and beats of applause after every time he just pulled a small object out of a bag was one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
That's a prank that I would play on somebody. Like,
it was very funny.
We're gonna have a magician do these very mundane things on stage, and everybody but the mark is going to be clapping and laughing like it's the craziest shit they've ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh.
For all the things where they needed volunteers, they brought the same woman up who was in the VIP section.
Okay.
Like, it was so clearly a mark. Like, they kept doing these mentalism tricks, but it was the same volunteer every time.
You know, it takes a certain dedication to craft, you know, like a perfectionism.
I've never seen anybody who cared less about their craft than this. It was, I will not be going back. It was the first time I really value that first experience because it was very funny. This time was also very funny, but it was not worth almost having a panic attack. I'm a little impressed that they are so consistent that 8 years, because like anybody would drift over the course of 8 years. You would think so.
I mean, we're doing a lot of the same stuff, but we've drifted too. We're making a different show than we did in 2014.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
People can tell us if we haven't.
Yeah.
I'm very sad that on the website, the blog section is broken.
Yeah. It's just a link to a raw XML file.
Yeah, I really want this to be. Let's see what he's blogging about.
Well, there are only 2 posts. There are only 2 posts on the XML file here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Let me see the title. Welcome to magicpdx.com, home of everything. Yeah, it's not actually. That's not an article. That's just the about this. Yeah.
I sent him a friend request on Facebook because
Gary.
Every once in a while, that kind of Hail Mary thing works. You know, I think I told you that Dean Erickson, who is the actor of Gabriel Knight and Gabriel Knight 2 is my friend on Facebook now, right?
Is he? I did not realize that.
Yeah. I became friends with Dean Erickson. I was just like, what the hell? Like, it just, a little feather in my cap that nobody else will ever care about.
Cool.
But I sent this guy a friend request because I really want to get into his internal life. I don't think that he said yes about it though.
Right.
So, which he's right to, because be on guard against me because I'm a fucking menace.
Don't invite that vampire in.
You don't want this. You don't want any part of this.
Yeah, I'm friends with Dino Stamatopoulos, the creator of Moral Oral.
Yeah, see, it's kind of fun.
It is fun just to like send a friend request
because sometimes it works out and you get to learn about these people.
Starburns from Community, and I see his posts. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, must know.
Man, oh man. But yeah, I just
hold up. Stop the presses. I know this episode is run long. On his Facebook, So first of all, he's a Trump guy. Should not have surprised me.
Gary, come on.
Yeah, he's a magician. 2021 court is this week. Please cross your fingers. My goal is to be able to go back to Oklahoma and return with my son. GoFundMe, help Mark find his missing son.
Oh God, no!
He's trying to get custody.
Oh no! Oh, he's a family.
He's a family court guy.
He's a family court Trump guy. Oh man,
what happened? Why did the money? His son is the Joffrey Baratheon guy. There's video of him on K2 News that I found from this thing.
Oh my God!
Oh, it gets so deep.
Holy shit! There's never been more of a direct hit than magician Trump family court guy. Oh God!
Oh, this is incredible. He found his son on Father's Day. Good for him.
Wait, was the Joffrey Baratheon guy there?
Yes,
he was there at the show. He got his kid.
He got his kid, and I did the detective work. I was like, this guy looks like the guy. He's probably his kid.
Yeah,
and it was. He's the one who made sure I had a raffle ticket.
Wow,
boy. Obviously, I mean, no, there's a kid involved, and we figured it out. Nobody harassed this guy.
Please, for God's sake.
The other guy, please. If you want to give Scott Davis shit, that guy fucking sucks. This guy, I feel now gross and intimate with him now that I found out about his kid search.
Yeah.
You know?
Man.
Yeah, wow. Trump's America, here's a little meme. You don't get terrorist, but in Biden's America, you don't get Mr. Potato Head or Dr. Seuss.
Cool, man.
He shared that from somebody called Truth Jim.
Jesus. God, it's always a family court guy. Like that's man, oh man.
Family court dude. Certain kind of guy.
Yeah. Wow. This has been a fucking journey is what it has been.
Oh boy. I guess the trail of breadcrumbs probably should have been all American.
Maybe, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that took on a different valence around like 2015 or so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He's got family members who are yelling at him about his nonsense here, which is good. So
you know, God, those people doing the Lord's work. I gave up on doing that.
Oh, all right.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it too.
Can't handle the family court part of this.
No.
What an arc.
Bye, Mark, or whatever your name is.
$3,500, a $10,000 goal.
Oh, wow. Well, let's go.
I don't know what he's using that money for to find his son.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Like hotel stays? Like, did he have like, did he have binoculars and he just go out there looking for his kid or?
No, he just got a magnifying glass and a trench coat and decided to go for it. Yeah, I got nothing. Fucking A. All right.
You know who else has a magnifying glass and a trench coat?
Gulper?
Blade Hunter.
Oh, Blade Hunter. Yeah, I was thinking Goopy Gulper or whatever.
Oh, Gumshoe Gooper? Yeah.
Yeah, Gumshoe Gooper. Thanks everybody for listening. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I understand I went through some of this stuff with Will, but you know, this is the reason why Object Suffering's a nice other approach is because sometimes we look at the internet and read it to you.
It's a service that only we provide.
Yeah. It's generally you find some amazing things online. You know,
you do. Oh man. Where did they come up with this stuff? Thank you. Did you find something else, Gary?
No, I'm still reeling from that. The other guy I can't find. I want to find him on Facebook because I have genuine contempt for him, but he has a more generic name.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit trickier. So, but I must know.
Thanks, David, for suggesting our Rise of the Dragon. It seems like a neat game. Had to stop for time's sake, not because it was bad at all. Neat little era for adventure games.
Someday we might do this for WAF. Yeah,
it'd be nice too. We've done a Legend point and click. Mm-hmm. You know, we did Callahan's. There's some others. There's some companies that we have not. We're getting into that Wadget next month, so I'm excited about that. Like adventure games. Yeah. If you like the show, you can go to Facebook. Sorry. If you like the show, you can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv, kick us a few bucks a month, and you get bonus shows, 2 bonus episodes of this show per month, and Unfilmable, our show about horror movies, things of that nature. We think it's a good deal. We designed it to be anyway.
Yeah, we think so. You can decide what you think. We love you and appreciate you. We want you to stay safe.
Yeah.
Don't do any of the stuff.
just
don't do anything.
Just sit tight. That's your tagline. Sit tight.
I just say, don't. I'm going to consider this to be a reverse advertisement for the All American Magic Show. So, and I don't feel bad about that. Ordinarily, I don't love using my my power for such a thing, but I don't know. This is bad.
If the kids seem to be enjoying it, that would be a different thing. Like, okay, well, it's not for us. The kids were having fun, but if the kids were clowning on the guy, then
some of the kids maybe were having an okay time.
Yeah,
but yeah, a lot of the kids were just getting yelled at. So not great. Thanks everybody. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
What should they do until next time, Cole?
Until next time, stay out of family court.